again. I cannot believe it's been so many months. We're about to hit spring, and it is time for another interview with the BIC. I'm really excited about today's interviewee, and so I'm not even going to wait to keep you enthralled. I'm just going to let you meet Mr. Sam. So, Sam, hello.
Good
Now,
morning, Candace. How are you
I'm
today?
great. Now, the first question I have is give me your last name. I want to make sure I'm saying it correctly. So,
It's Petrides.
Petrides. See, I would have Americanized it, and that would have been
Petrides is fine,
bad.
but it's a good long Greek name with big Greek history.
Oh, see, see, it's too early to be talking about Greek because now I'm thinking food and all those things. But what we're here to talk about today is real estate. So tell me a little bit about yourself, how you got started in real estate, and where you are now.
Yeah, great. Started in the business in '04. Signed on, same class that you teach. Was a little different back then. So I would say it's easier back then than it is today. Got on with a national company, kind of learned the business that way. And it was just more, I've been in business for myself my whole life. And, real estate came on board to say, hey, I needed to sell my own house type deal. So I went to real estate school and I just loved it. Transferred over to another big company out of Chapel Hill, is where I was kind of based.
Mhm.
Stayed there through the crash, got to the crash. Obviously, we all had a hard time there and a good business learning experience, good and bad. And then broke off from there and had my own boutique firm with a partner because we were both with that large company and said, hey, I checked with my clients, which I'm a new construction guy, pretty much deal with a lot of custom guys and land and long-term kind of stuff. And no one was going to leave me. They wanted me. So that's how I went by myself. And then again, we split, went again on my own, just by myself. And then Sentry came calling, and they are a national military first company. I knew one of the founders used to be a Chapel Hill guy, and I got recommended to them to be the BIC for the state and the state lead. And it was just the perfect timing. It was, my dad just passed away. He was a WW2 vet, lived to 101. And their message was just unbelievable because it's about the heart. It's about serving military first, although that's not what we do. You don't have to be a part of the military to be a part of us. We're looking for the people who have the right heart to get into this business the right way.
So, if I were to sum all of that up, what it sounds like is you got licensed and you had both that experience of the large firm, and then you got the boutique firm, and then you got the experience of opening up um, finding a company that you really fit with, and that's Century. Yes.
Correct.
Oh, and
And
we
since
forgot the most important thing. Tar
yeah,
Heel. Hello,
yeah,
Tar Heel.
that's
How
right.
did we forget the Tar Heel thing?
That's
So,
right.
but okay, so tell me a little bit
But we'll
more
accept
about
dookies
Century.
too. Don't get me wrong.
You said what?
We'll accept the dookies too, not just
Okay,
the
well,
Tar Heel.
yeah, I mean, for business, I
Yeah,
suppose,
right.
I guess. All right,
Yeah.
so tell me a little bit more about Century. Tell me a little bit about what the company stands for. I know you've got the vet thing, and I would love to hear more about that. And what are the goals? Like, what is the company all about? What's the company like?
Sure. So the three founders, one of them, Naval Academy grad, 3 tours of Iraq, bought his first house, kind of got messed up on it, and decided I'm going to do my own thing. And a really interesting story for those of us who used to watch Survivor. He actually finished fourth in season 21, Mike Chazelle. So you can Google him, and he's a pretty interesting guy, especially with military background.
Mhm.
Dan DeVille is a son and grandson of a large line of military, owns several businesses, was raised in the real estate industry, and he's our CEO and just a wonderful, energetic kind of guy. Well, when the pandemic came, the first thing he did was call us as a CEO and asked us if we're okay. We didn't talk real estate. We didn't talk anything like that. We just talked to say, hey, make sure you check on your neighbors. Make sure you do the right thing. Make sure your family's okay. Those type of things, because we didn't know what we were going to get ourselves into, which, of course, if you go back to the crash, no one helped us with anything. But this was just awesome to hear. And then Joe Worth is the founder of one of the largest companies that just went public in the real estate industry. His father was an Air Force medic. And that's kind of the three guys out of California that started us. North Carolina became the 5th state to be opened. Our motto originally was, we need experienced agents. We're looking for agents that had like a military base, and over time we've changed that. North Carolina is the only state that will take provisional brokers. They will be trained by me personally. I convinced the owners to say, hey, let me be the person. I personally have invested in the whole state, where I personally opened up each MLS in this area to allow agents to join through me. So then the company will eventually, once I get those agents up to the 10, 12 transactions that they need to get to, then the company will, take over that fee for me. But that just shows you how much I care about this and how much I believe in hiring new folks and training them myself and giving them the right message of how to grow.
I love it. So you personally will be training new agents. It sounds like, if I'm hearing you correctly, the company as a whole kind of wanted more experienced agents, but you're focused more on helping new agents and training them up the right way.
That is exactly right. The company now has, since I started this and taken the lead in California, they're testing it now, that they're starting a mentor program in California to where experienced agents will take people under their wing, even if they don't have any transactions. But that's kind of the California market and starting. We're already ahead of the curve in North Carolina. I'm doing it myself. I will not have an experienced agent take a young person over, or an inexperienced provisional broker over, even if they're big. They're going to come through me. So then they're going to understand business. I mean, I'm going to teach you business. It's not just about being selling transactions, listing, buying. It's about running your business. People do not understand. Everybody thinks, well, let me take the class, let me get the test done, let me pay my fees, and then let me go to work for someone. Well, great, but what about the taxes you have to pay because you're a 1099 employee? What about your advertising that is spent? What about your gas mileage? What about the little things that are not covered by other firms?
Okay.
And I know from experience, I'm saying, I want you to succeed because I want you to stay. I'm betting on you. I spent my money to bet on you. So how about you trusting me and let me teach you how to be successful?
And if I was thinking, so let's say I'm a new agent and I'm looking, tell me what the feel of the company is like. Is it more formal? Are you more family driven? Like, what if I were to come to a meeting, what would it feel like?
So the meetings, obviously, we're on Zoom now. So, but I am going face to face with agents now that the state's opening up a little bit more. So we are scheduling, your area so that I'll come to Wilmington and Brevard and Asheville and Charlotte, of where we're at right now. So the feel will be very easy. If you're local, I'm meeting you for lunch or coffee, and let's sit down and chat about what your goals are, what your experience. But it's a laid back. I'm not going to call you every day and say, you have to be here at 9:30. I'm a big believer in, I will lay the program out. You do what you want to do with this business. And that's key. If you're putting time in, I have agents who have full-time jobs and are working this part-time with the goal of becoming full-time. I have agents who are full-time in this business right now. I have agents who are in class with you who are going to join us and are going to do this full-time straight out of college. So whatever it takes, I'm going to work with you. I mean, I'm a coach. I've coached basketball for a long time and football for a long time, and this is my passion. I want to mold you into the best that you can be.
So, if you had your perfect lump of clay, i.e., new agent, what would be some of the qualities you look for that's going to make a really successful agent?
So, the first thing is it's going to be their heart. It's going to be, okay, where is your heart? Because that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing to the company. We live to serve to live is our model. Mm-hmm. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's all about the military. That's just a great niche. So when a crash comes, we're still going to have that. We're always, the government's going to, transfer, and we have 4 bases here in the state of North Carolina. We will be successful. In that. So the first and foremost, I'm looking at your heart. If you are coming to me and you think real estate agents make $1 million because you see that commission check at closing, and all you want to do, and I use the term chase checks. If all you want to do to chase checks, I'm not going to hire you. I will tell you that flat out. If you want to learn how to be in business for yourself, stay in this business, have a heart, love that first-time home buyer, and give them a hug when you get them that loan and you go to the closing table and we smile and we take that picture and you got that feel-good moment, then I want to be your BIC. Otherwise, I don't want it.
Okay, so first and foremost, it sounds like it's the heart of your agents. What would you say is the next quality?
Well, then it becomes, what is your willingness to learn? Okay, because if you are a professional broker, what's that about? Because that is very important, because you can't come in this business thinking you know everything about it. With all the internet, with everything like that, it still comes down, what kind of business are we in? We're in the people business. How can you relate to people? So are you willing to learn to be able to answer your phone? Are you going to talk to someone on the phone, or are you a text and an email person? Because are you going to be flexible that maybe this person who is in their 60s, they don't want to text. They want to talk on the phone. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do? So how much are you willing to learn?
Okay.
And then the next thing is, are you going to follow the rules? Okay. We have rules in real estate, and you have to follow them a certain way. There's not the old saying, rules are made to be followed, not broken. They're not made to be stretched. They're made to be followed. And that's the real estate business. That's why we have a commission. That's why you get to teach people the law.
I love the rules. I love them.
That's right. And we have to follow them. So, if you can learn those things, the rest comes, right? It's an easy part of the business.
I mean,
I'm not going to be able to teach you how to get up every day and say, here's a list of 10 things that I'm going to accomplish. Now, I'll be able to teach you to lay those out. I'll be able to give you a phone call and say, hey, what'd you do for yourself this week? Now, then comes the next big question. What did you do for your clients?
It's a great question. What did you do for your clients? I love it.
So that's what, and again, if you'd have talked to me in 2004, I was the guy chasing checks. I was the guy. Now full circle after my own brokerage and this company with a heart. As I say, this is what we're about. It's awesome. It's a whole different way of doing business.
All right. So it's 5 years from now. Where do you
Mm-hmm.
see the company, Sentry, yourself? What does that look like?
So it's hard to. I kind of lay the picture of, first of all, we're a new company. We're going to go through growing pains.
Okay.
I have 10 agents across the state of North Carolina. I have 5 more in school that hopefully will be with me soon. So the first and foremost, I am not going to hire 100 agents to be in the city of Chapel Hill. So let's start with that. So if you want to come on board now and be one of the pioneers in this business, come on board now, because I will have a cap, and that's a promise. So we are not going to continue to open up, and get large and large and large. I cover the whole state, so the whole state needs to be covered. So we'll start with that. Secondly, is you see the commercials on USAA.
Mm-hmm.
They're there nationally. Everybody knows who USAA is.
I love them.
Well, we want to be the USAA in real estate.
Ah.
We want to be that first national company that mirrors what they're doing.
So some of our viewers might not know what USAA is. Of course, if they're connected to the military, they do. But if somebody is not, but wants to serve those who serve our country, how would you explain USAA to them?
So, well, let's just change it up. Let's give them another term that we like to say. We want to be the Navy SEALs of real estate.
Okay.
That's the best of the best. And we want to do it on a national scale. We have grown to 20 states. I have been with the company 18 months now.
Okay.
And I was state number 5. Look at that growth.
A lot of growth.
That is awesome, in opening up states. So we're committed to that. So that's what we're trying to do. So 5 years from now, we want to have the 50 states open.
Okay.
We want to be, when a transfer comes in to the military base, we want to be able that. I received 4 of these. This comes to the business part of it. Mm-hmm. So again, with the pandemic, it's a little bit more challenging. But I received 2 transfers from Hawaii relocating to Camp Lejeune down here. That's company to company. And I was with large companies, and I've never gotten one, but already this year I received 4. And we've had one go to Fort Bragg, and I had one relocate to Raleigh.
So that's a way for people to get leads as new agents. You're getting the transfers from military base to military base. All right.
Exactly. And we're going to grow that, because as we keep establishing ourselves in these states with military, we hope to, hey, we sold your house here, so let me call my guy here in North Carolina, and he's going to take good care of you. And then wherever my agents are located near that base, I feed them, we set it up for our guy.
I'm hearing a lot of service.
Have on leads. We have we're tied to a big referral network. It's called opcity/realtor.com. The company pays for us agents to be a part of that. Okay. And you do pay a referral fee, but daily your phone will ring from the app, depending on where you're at, and you get quality leads that are there. And I don't have it yet, but we're introducing another lead system on a national scale that will be going live April 1, I'm told. So that's another partnership that we're having on a national scale. And we're also tied a little bit to USAA, where the pandemic shut us down. So I don't have that up and running yet in the state of North Carolina. As soon as we can get out, we'll have that up and running. And we're tied to USA Gen, which is a firm out of Maryland, a loan firm. So if someone gets qualified and they don't have an agent, they'll recommend us. The loan officer will recommend us to help them. So that's our strong military base area.
So if I'm an agent, I'm new, I'm looking for leads, I'm looking to be of service, and I'm willing to learn, then Sentry sounds like it may be a good fit for me.
It's a perfect fit. It's a perfect fit. Because we're not going to be, again, you're going to get, I'm going to find out, what do you like? Did you play football in high school? Were you a cheerleader? Were you part of a sorority or fraternity in college? Were you, maybe this is a second business. What was your former business? What was it? Is it in IT? Was it in the restaurant business? Whatever. I'm going to break you down on a personality basis and say, take what you like and enjoy and go out and talk to these people to go get yourself integrated in this business. Then let's take the military and mix it with you in your personality. Are you a former softball coach? Did your kids play volleyball? I mean, what is it? And let's go out there and have that energy together, and let's figure it out of where you're going to fit in so you are comfortable. We're in a different world. Those cold calling, we got the do not call list. We have all kinds of thing that ties our hands. So how are you going to be you? And I'm going to care about you. That's the key. I want you to succeed. Because if you don't succeed, then I don't succeed because I invested my own money. So I'm ready to go. Now, are you ready to go?
I love it. I mean, you said it earlier, you're coaching people. You are really helping to, it sounds like, bring them up to what they desire to be.
That's correct. I mean, my goal is to manage, train agents across the state of North Carolina. My goal is to be in a position to where I don't have to sell real estate. I can have people around me do that. But in order for me to survive, I'm still young. I still got a life here. Got to get going. I do have to continue with my current business. But the goal will be, can we get to that point? Meaning I need agents.
Hey, you know, I love the idea of starting a business that is got a different path. You're looking for those that are trying to serve those who serve our country. And that is amazing. That just gives you a place to start when you're looking for people to join. If you're not looking to serve, then this may not be the company for you. I love
That
it.
is exactly right. That you hit it, Candace. That's perfect. That's who we're
She tried.
about. Yeah.
So just, I mean, and it's okay. Not everybody's going to, feel like, oh, that's my calling. But either way, I mean, you have this experience with new agents. What do you think are the two most important pieces of advice that you could give a new agent, no matter where they go?
Yeah. Well, and you probably have said this to people who have come to you. First and foremost, what about the BIC? The BIC that you're trying to go under. What's the deal with him and her? What is their experience? What is your feel? What are the questions? What are the questions that you're going to ask him or her? What are they going to be? Because is this person going to be in your corner? Is this person going to be available? Or is this person getting you on board? And are you just going to be assigned to someone else? And is he going to put the arm around you and say, hey, it's okay. It's a tough day today. Let's get up and make tomorrow a better day. Or are you going to be required? Well, let me go to these meetings and this training and become a machine because that's the way it's done. Or let me become myself. Let me be my own person. Let me find my own way. How do I do that? And if you're going to ask me that question, that's what the answer I'm going to give you.
No, I love it. I love individuality. You know that. So, all
Yeah.
right. So that's our first lesson. What do you think the second thing people need to realize?
So the second thing is how are you going to find your identity in that company? Some people need to be in that boutique shop that only has 5 or 6 agents,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where they need to make their niche. We work from home now, probably most people. And can you work from home? Can you set yourself up and see that? Or do you need those 100 agents that you could turn, where's the trust? How are you going to feel yourself? How are you going to trust this company that you made the right decision? So that you really got to look, turn the cover of the book, flip the pages, and decide, you know what, I could see myself, picture yourself going there 7 days a week and doing your job. And are you going to have the support system to do that? So it's tough. It's a tough decision. And the guidance, there's no book. You can't teach it in class. They're going to have to make a decision and pick a path. And then, the luxury here is not too many people are taking provisional brokers from what I hear on the streets. They want you to go ahead and finish those 90 hours first and then come on board. The training guys are training in real estate, but there's not training in business. How do you mix the two? And how hard do you want to work?
Such good words. And you're hitting exactly what I like to say to people when they're saying, how do I choose a company? I tell them it's like choosing a university or a college. Are you trying to go for that big, you're a fish in a big pond? Or are you trying to do the smaller college, you're a fish in a smaller setting and it's going to be a little bit more intimate. It's such a big decision, which is why I do this interview with the BIC series, because I really want people to find the BIC in the company that fits them. It's just a passion of mine. And it sounds like you found your passion with Sentry as well. I love it.
Oh, love it. I love it. We built a new website, Sentry Res NC. So we would distinguish, the thing that I am doing is distinguishing Sentry, as North Carolina. We are a national company, but we're North Carolina. We're the Tar Heels. Okay. We're proud. Yay! We want that,
So, my love for the Tar Heels. So, on that note, there's no better way to end it. I just want to say thank you so much, Sam, for giving me your time and being so open about Sentry and yourself. I know that the viewers are going to love it. And if people are interested, should they email you? I can definitely drop your email down below so people can reach you.
Perfect. That's fine.
Oh, I love it. And I'm just so excited to see where you take Sentry in the next months, year, and in the next 5 years. I know you're going to be successful.
Well, I would love to come back. I would love to talk to your classes. I would love to be a part, anything you need from the real world, because you're teaching, or any updates or any questions you may have of what we're seeing out there, whether it relates to the multiple offer, all the craziness that goes on in the business day to day. I'm available for you, Candace, at any time.
I love it. You're already of service. So I love it. Thank you so much. Well, I've enjoyed this conversation and I hope you did too. Everybody else, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, reach out to Sam, and make sure that you talk to your BIC. So I guess I'll see you next time. Bye.
That'll be great. I'll send you my email, Candace. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.